If you've ever hosted a packed open house only to walk away with nothing, you're going to want to listen to this episode. More visitors don't always mean more deals. I'm breaking down the mistakes most agents make and how to focus on quality over quantity to turn open house visitors into actual clients. You worked so hard to pass that real estate exam and you did it. But now what? You've got the license, you've got the knowledge, but the one thing they don't teach you is how to actually get clients. I'm Michelle, and on Open House, Open Mind, I'm going to show you how to stop spinning your wheels, how to start attracting real clients through open houses. No cold calling, no door knocking, and no outdated sales tactics. Just real conversations that turn into real business. Let's get into it. How's everyone doing today? At the time of this recording, it's March 29th, and it is 2 days before my birthday. It is spring, and I just love this time of year. One, because it is my birthday month, but also because I love spring. I love the idea of starting fresh. I love how it smells outside. It smells like one big floral shop. I just love it. But let's get into the episode today. One of the reasons I wanted to record this episode is because a lot of you have been asking me, how do I market my open houses better? What do I do to market my open houses? I'm getting a lot of these questions about marketing your open houses. And this leads me to believe that the reason you're asking this is because most agents interpret having a busy open house as a successful one. And I'm going to break that down today. I'm going to break down why having more visitors coming into your open house won't grow your business. It's a huge misconception out there. And it's because what happens is they still think that it's a numbers game. You'll hear, sales is a numbers game. I talk about this a lot in the podcast. And I truly don't believe it's a numbers game. You can go out this weekend, implement the strategies that I teach, and walk away with a client that is ready to go, ready to purchase a home. So it doesn't have to be a numbers game. And I think that most agents still think it's a numbers game. We're being told it's a numbers game. So you think that, let me market the heck out of my open houses so I can get tons of people through. And, surely one of those families will want to buy and will want to work with me. But it doesn't have to be that way. I remember hosting one of my open houses, and I I make sure that it's a staged open house because it's beautiful. It's usually vacant, and I can record content there if nobody shows up. I just love hosting open houses in a staged vacant home. And I was so overwhelmed before that open house because I used to just focus on, how can I market this better? Should I advertise on Facebook? Should I boost this, post? Or I would go out and print flyers and spend a ton of money on flyers. And I would also do, what could I do what snacks could I bring? And should I have it catered? Should I do a taco truck? Should I do a coffee bar thing? And I would get so stressed that by the time my open house came around, I was exhausted. I didn't even want to talk to anybody. I wanted to just sit there and hand out the flyers that I spent so much money on. And it wasn't until, I implemented my strategies that I was like, wait a minute, I need to stop focusing so much on the marketing of it, because what happens is you get all these people through and it's basically chaos. You can't speak to everybody. You can't build a connection. So what you end up doing is just handing out flyers and hoping somebody calls you from that flyer. When you have tons of people coming through your open house, if you don't know how to talk to them or you don't have the opportunity to talk to them, then it doesn't even matter. All of those marketing efforts all of that energy, all of that money you spent doesn't even matter because you're not going to be able to convert anybody over to an actual client. So that is the number one thing, we need to focus on quality over quantity. It's a real game changer when you make that shift of I'm going to learn how to connect with the people that come in through the door versus I'm going to learn how to, master the marketing to get people in. Again, I'm going to say it again. It doesn't matter how many people come through the door if you don't know how to convert them. Again, most agents misinterpret that having a busy open house means a successful one. And once you realize, that it really only takes one person to walk through that door to gain a client, to be able to talk to them and connect with them, and to be able to get them into a contract, into a transaction. Once you realize that, you're not going to want to focus so much on the marketing. Now, sure, there is a place for that. I'm not saying not to market. I'm not saying not to focus on that. What I'm saying is not to put all your time and energy and efforts into that. Now, if you want to start building your listings, then there is a system that I teach on how to do that. And it does incorporate doing some pre-marketing events and strategies. However, if it's a buyer, though, the buyers that you're focusing on right now, if you're brand new and you're just like, let me just get a buyer transaction just so that I can get my feet wet, then you're going to want to make sure you know how to connect with them. And again, that's what we teach. And with that, really, all you need to do is put out a ton of signs. You need to put out a ton of signs. You don't need to advertise. Just put out a ton of signs. Make sure that it is put into the MLS. So if you're hosting for another agent, make sure that they put it in the MLS so that the open house schedule and time can syndicate to everywhere. What I like to do is when they come into the open house, I like to ask how they found the open house. So I want to know, just to get an idea, are they finding it online through Zillow, Realtor.com, syndicated, or did they see the signs? It just gives me, a better idea, and I like to keep track, and it's good to keep track of all of those metrics. But the secret to really turning visitors into clients is what I call the dream client connection. And when you get them to come into the door and you have that time to talk to them, you connect with them, that is the magic. That's the magic sauce. That's what I want you guys to focus on. So I know that you guys want me to give you this like magic formula to market, should I be advertising? Should I be doing this huge Facebook ad? I say no, do not do that. You don't need to spend any money doing that. When you go to advertise, though, not advertise, I'm sorry, scratch that. When you go to promote the open house on social media, because I do recommend that, make sure that you're posting consistently, the week before your open house and tagging, using the geotag when you post reels. And I believe you can do it on stories and on your feed posts. So do make sure that you're doing that. So again, if you're hosting, in the local town, make sure you're using the geotag for that local town. It's also a good idea to go around to the businesses too and invite the local businesses, just to let them know you're having an open house. Ask them if they could put up a flyer on their business wall. That's always a fun thing to do because then you get to meet the local businesses and you get to know what they are so that when visitors come in, you can talk about anything new that's popped up or the cute coffee shop or whatever it is that you found when you're going around the local area. So I hope that helps. I hope it was a little bit of a mind shift for you guys, and stick around because there's going to be more of those busting, the status quo. And I hope that you guys come in and join the program. You're going to want to learn how to do this so that you can just take your business to the next level. So Until next time, come back with an open mind. Hey, before you go, if today's episode gave you a new perspective or a little boost of confidence, I'd love to hear from you. Leave us a review on Apple Podcast. It means the world to me, and it helps other agents find the show. And if you're ready to turn open houses into your #1 client generation activity, come join our community. You don't have to figure this out alone. I've got you. Click on the link in the show notes, and I'll see you on the inside.